speak English so smoothly, so confidently that you thought, I wish I could speak like that? Maybe you've studied for years. You know vocabulary, grammar, maybe even a few idioms. But when it's time to actually speak, your mind freezes. The words disappear. You hesitate. You understand others, but can't respond fast enough. If that sounds like you, stay right here because this video will change how you learn to speak English forever. Welcome to Ms. Fluent English, your home for natural, real, and effective English learning. My name is Ms. Fluent, and I'm here to help you speak English fluently and confidently, no matter where you're from or what level you're at. Before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below telling me, what's your biggest challenge in speaking English? Is it fear? Vocabulary? Grammar? I love reading your answers and helping you overcome them in future videos. Now, let's start your fluency journey step by step. Today's lesson is about how to truly learn to speak English fluently. We'll go beyond grammar and vocabulary. You'll learn how to think in English, how to respond naturally, and how to feel confident when you speak. Fluency isn't about perfection. It's about flow. It's about expressing your thoughts, your feelings, and your ideas without fear. So today, I want you to stop thinking of yourself as a learner. Start thinking of yourself as a speaker of English. Let's begin with something simple but very powerful. Close your eyes for a second and imagine yourself in a situation. You're at a cafe in London. The barista smiles and says, "Hi there. What would you like to have today?" You freeze for a moment. You know what you want, a cup of coffee, but the words don't come quickly. You finally say, coffee. Please." Now imagine this again. This time, you smile, take a breath, and say naturally, "Hi, I'd like a cup of coffee, please." See the difference? The second version sounds confident, relaxed, and fluent. And that's what we're going to help you achieve in this video. To become fluent, you need three main things: practice, rhythm, and confidence. Let's talk about the first one, practice. Many learners think that studying English is the same as practicing it. But studying means you're learning about English reading, writing, and listening to rules. Practicing means you're using English speaking, repeating, shadowing, and responding. So, from now on, I want you to speak more even if no one is around. You can practice by yourself, talk to the mirror, describe what you're doing in English. For example, when you're cooking, say, "I'm cutting the vegetables. I'm turning on the stove. I'm boiling the water." This kind of small daily practice builds fluency. Now, let's move to the second part, rhythm. English has a natural rhythm, like music. Some words are stressed and some are not. For example, in the sentence, "I want to go to the store," the strong beats are on want and store. The small words to go, the move faster. Try saying it with me slowly. "I want to go to the store." Now say it again, more naturally. "I want to go to the store." Can you hear the flow? That's how native speakers talk. You don't need to sound exactly like them, but you should learn to feel that rhythm. It makes your speech sound more natural and easy to understand. So when you listen to English in songs, movies, or podcasts, don't only focus on the words. Focus on the music of the language, how the sounds connect, how the tone goes up and down. Let's do a little exercise right now. Repeat after me slowly. I want to go to the store. Now again, faster and smoother. I want to go to the store. Good. That's how you start to sound natural. And now, the third part, confidence. Confidence doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It means you keep going, even when you do. You see, the biggest problem for most learners isn't grammar or vocabulary, it's fear. The fear of being judged, the fear of sounding wrong. But here's the truth, mistakes are a sign that you're learning. No one speaks perfectly, not even native speakers. When you make mistakes, it means you're trying, and that's what matters. So, the next time you speak English and forget a word, don't stop. Use another word, describe what you mean, or laugh it off. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, the thing I use when it rains. That's communication, and that's fluency. Now, I want to ask you something. When do you usually practice speaking English? In class? At home? At work? Or maybe never? Tell me in the comments. I really want to know how often you actually speak English. Because speaking is like exercise. The more you do it, the stronger you get. You can't become fluent just by reading or listening. You have to speak, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Here's a small daily exercise you can start today. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say 5 sentences out loud in English. They can be about your day, your plans, or your feelings. For example, today is going to be a good day. I'm ready to learn. I will speak English confidently. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm improving every single day. Say them clearly and with emotion. This trains your brain to think in English and your mouth to move naturally. And remember, this fluency isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, step by step, sentence by sentence, day by day. Let's recap what we learned today. You must practice speaking, not just studying. You must listen to and feel the rhythm of English. And you must speak with confidence, not fear. Now, before we finish this part, I want you to do a little reflection. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I speak English? Do I feel nervous or excited? If you feel nervous, that's okay, but promise yourself that you will keep going. Because every single time you speak, you are becoming better. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. You'll learn powerful exercises to train your listening and speaking together, the same way native speakers learned as children. Welcome back to your English fluency journey. In the last part, we talked about 3 key elements: practice, rhythm, and confidence. Today, we're going to go even deeper into the rhythm of English, how native speakers sound natural, and how you can too. Now, before we begin, take a deep breath and relax your shoulders. Speaking English should feel natural and easy, not stressful. Think of it like music. It has a beat, a melody, and a flow. When you learn to feel that rhythm, your speaking and listening will both improve dramatically. Let's start with something simple. Listen to this sentence. I don't know what to say. When native speakers say this, it sounds like one smooth sound. I don't know what to say. Did you hear that? The sounds connect. The words flow into each other. That's because English is a connected language. Many learners pronounce each word separately, like I do not know what to say. It's clear, but it sounds slow and unnatural. When you connect your words, your English becomes more fluid. Let's practice together. Say it slowly first. I don't know what to say. Now, say it faster and try to connect the sounds. I don't know what to say. Good. That's the real sound of English. Another example. What are you doing? Becomes what you doing. Did you eat yet? Becomes jeet yet. Wanna go? Becomes wanna go? These small changes make a big difference. They are not wrong, they're how English is spoken naturally in everyday life. Now, let's train your ear. I'll say a few sentences the way native speakers really say them, and you'll repeat after me. Ready? I gotta go now. I want to see that movie. Did you call him? What you thinking about? Let me check my phone. Repeat each one naturally. Don't try to sound too perfect, just focus on the rhythm and flow. Now, let's talk about intonation, the music of your voice. English isn't just about words, it's about emotion. When we speak, our voice goes up and down to show feeling. For example, say this, say, I'm so happy. Now say it again with emotion. I'm so happy. Can you hear the difference? The first S. Let's practice with more examples. Repeat after me with energy and emotion. I can't believe it. That's amazing. Really? Tell me more. I'm not sure about that. That's so funny. Feel how your voice changes? This is what makes English sound expressive and interesting. Native speakers use intonation to show curiosity, excitement, or surprise, and now you can too. Here's something fun you can try. Shadow native speakers. Shadowing means you listen to short clips, maybe from a movie, podcast, or YouTube video, and repeat what you hear at the same time. Don't worry if you don't get every word right. Focus on copying the rhythm, tone, and feeling. If you do this for just 10 minutes a day, your pronunciation and fluency will improve faster than you expect. Now, let's talk about stress. In English, some words in a sentence are more important. We call them content words. These are usually nouns, main verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Other words, like the, to, of, are weaker. For example, I want to buy a new car. The stressed words are want, buy, new, car. The others two and a are soft and quick. So when you speak, imagine you're creating a rhythm, strong, soft, strong, soft. Try it with me. I want to buy a new car. That's the heartbeat of English. Let's do one more. She's going to meet her friend after work. Now stress the main words, going, meet, friend, work. She's going to meet her friend after work. This is how English gets its rhythm from the pattern of strong and weak sounds. Now, I have a question for you. When you listen to native speakers, do you ever feel like they speak too fast? If yes, here's a secret: they're not really speaking faster than you. They're just connecting words and stressing the important ones. Once you learn to hear this pattern, English will suddenly feel easier to understand. Here's an activity you can try after this video. Choose a short English clip, maybe a conversation or scene from a movie. Listen carefully to the rhythm. Clap your hands or tap your fingers to feel the beat as they speak. Notice which words are strong and which are soft. Then repeat the same lines out loud, copying their flow. You'll start to sound smoother and more confident every day. Now, let's connect this with real-life speaking. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend. You don't want to sound robotic, you want to sound natural. So instead of saying, "How are you today?" too slowly, say it with a natural rhythm. "How are you today?" And when your friend says, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" you can reply, "I'm doing great, just busy as usual." That's how fluent English sounds: relaxed, rhythmic, and real. Now let's practice a mini dialogue together. I'll say both parts first, then you'll repeat each line. A. Hey, how's it going? B. Pretty good. What about you? A. Not bad. Just finished work. Finally. B. Same here. It's been such a long day. Now it's your turn. Repeat after me slowly first, then again faster with natural flow. A. Hey, how's it going? B. Pretty good. What about you? A. Not bad. Just finished work. Finally. B. Same here. It's been such a long day. You see? This kind of daily conversation is what builds your fluency. Now let's review what you've learned today. You learned about connected speech, how native speakers link words together. You learned about stress, how to emphasize the key words in a sentence. And you learned about intonation, the music of English that brings your voice to life. All of these together will help you sound natural, confident, and fluent. Here's your challenge for today. Choose 3 sentences you use often, like "I'm going to work," or "I'm feeling tired," or "I'll call you later." Practice them with rhythm, stress, and connection. Record yourself speaking them and listen. You'll notice your voice sounding more natural each time. And don't forget, leave a comment below telling me which sentence you practiced today. I'll read your answers and give you feedback in future lessons. In the next part, we'll take what you learned about rhythm and connection and use it to practice real-life speaking exercises so you can start holding full conversations in English without hesitation. Welcome back to your fluency journey. You've made amazing progress so far. In the previous part, we focused on rhythm, connection, and stress how English moves like music. Now, it's time to take those skills and use them in real-life speaking. Because learning English is not just about knowing words, it's about using them naturally and confidently. Let's start with a small reminder. Confidence doesn't come before practice. It comes from practice. So even if you still feel nervous speaking English, that's completely normal. Every fluent speaker, even native speakers, once felt unsure. What matters is that you keep going, step by step. Let's warm up with something simple. Imagine you meet someone new. What do you say? Most people say, "Hi, nice to meet you." But let's make it more natural and real. Try these variations with me. "Hi, it's great to meet you." "Hey, I've heard a lot about you." "Nice to finally meet you in person." These sentences sound friendly and natural. They're the kind of phrases native speakers use in real conversation. Now, when the other person replies, they might say, "You too," or "Same here," or "It's great to meet you too." Let's put this into a mini role play. I'll say both parts first, then you'll repeat after me. A. "Hi, it's great to meet you." B. "You too. How's everything going?" A. "Pretty good. Just busy with work these days." B. "I get that. Same here." Now your turn. Say each line naturally. Feel the rhythm and flow. Don't rush, focus on sounding relaxed and confident. Great! You're speaking real conversational English. Now, let's talk about something that many learners struggle with: hesitation. When you try to speak, you might stop and think too long. You search for words and your sentence becomes broken. For example, I go to school. That's okay when you're learning, but we can make it smoother. The trick is to use fillers, natural sounds, or short words that give your brain time to think while keeping the conversation flowing. Listen to these examples. "Let me think. Well, I guess. You know, actually, that's a good question. Let's see." These words are like bridges. They connect your ideas and make your speech sound natural. For example, question: "What do you usually do on weekends?" Answer one with hesitation. I go to the park." Answer trop natural. Let me think. "Well, I usually go to the park or meet friends." See the difference? The second one sounds confident and fluent, even though it uses simple words. Let's practice together. I'll ask a question, and you'll try to answer aloud using one of these fillers. Question 1. What do you like to do in your free time? Pause to let the viewer answer. Good! You might say, "Well, I like reading and listening to music." Question 2. What kind of movies do you enjoy? Pause. Nice! Maybe you said, I love action movies. They're exciting. Question 3. Do you prefer mornings or nights? Pause. You could answer, "Actually, I'm more of a night person." See how natural it sounds when you add these small phrases? That's what makes you sound fluent, not just your grammar, but your flow. Now, let's move to another real-life situation talking about your day. This is one of the most common conversations in English, so it's a great place to build fluency. Imagine someone asks, "How was your day?" Instead of just saying, "Good," let's build a more complete answer. For example, "It was good. I had a busy morning, but I finished all my work." Or, "Pretty relaxing. I went for a walk and watched a movie." Try repeating after me. It was good. I had a busy morning, but I finished all my work. Pretty relaxing. I went for a walk and watched a movie. Now, what if your day wasn't so good? You can say, not great, honestly. I didn't sleep well last night. Or, it was okay, but I felt a bit tired. Let's repeat those too. Not great, honestly. I didn't sleep well last night. It was okay, but I felt a bit tired. Excellent! You're learning how to express emotion naturally happy, tired, stressed, or relaxed. That's what real English sounds like. Let's continue with another daily topic talking about plans. When someone asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" you can answer in many ways. For example, I'm going to visit my family. I might go shopping. I'm thinking about watching a new movie. I don't have any plans yet. Now let's turn this into a short conversation. A. What are you doing this weekend? B. I'm thinking about visiting my family. How about you? A. I might go hiking if the weather is nice. Now repeat after me naturally and confidently. A. What are you doing this weekend? B. I'm thinking about visiting my family. How about you? A. I might go hiking if the weather is nice. Great job! This kind of conversation helps you practice grammar, pronunciation, and rhythm all at once. Now, let's talk about reaction phrases. In real conversation, you don't just answer questions. You react to what others say. That's what keeps the conversation alive. Here are some natural reactions. Really? That's awesome! Oh no, what happened? Wow, that sounds fun. I know what you mean. Totally, exactly. Let's practice a few. I'll say something, and you react naturally. I just got a new job. You say, that's awesome. I lost my phone yesterday. You say, oh no, what happened? I'm learning how to cook. You say, wow, that sounds fun. I'm so tired today. You say, I know what you mean. That's how you sound like a real English speaker, by responding naturally, not just answering questions. Let's do one more short practice conversation. A. Hey, guess what? I got my driver's license. Really? That's awesome. Congratulations. A. Thanks. It took me 3 tries, but I finally passed. B. Wow. 3rd time's the charm. Try it again, this time as both speakers. Feel the emotion in your voice, surprise, excitement, humor. That's how real English sounds alive. You see, fluency is not just grammar or vocabulary. It's communication, connecting, reacting, sharing your feelings. Before we end today's session, I want you to do a small challenge. For the next 3 days, talk to yourself in English for 5 minutes each day. It could be about anything, your plans, your feelings, or your day. Use the phrases we practiced today, fillers, reactions, and natural expressions. You can also record yourself and listen back. You'll notice improvement each time. And don't forget, tell me in the comments, what's one phrase or expression you liked most today? I love hearing your thoughts, and your comments help others learn too. In the next part, we'll move into advanced listening practice. learning to understand native speakers more easily and naturally. We'll explore how to catch fast speech, hidden sounds, and real conversational English. You're doing great. Keep speaking, keep listening, and keep believing, because every word you say brings you closer to fluency. I'm so proud of you for reaching this stage. You've been practicing speaking and building confidence now. It's time to strengthen the other half of fluency, listening. Speaking and listening work together like two wings of a bird. You need both to fly smoothly in English. If you only focus on speaking, you might still struggle to understand native speakers. But when you train your ear to hear English as it's really spoken fast, connected, and natural, everything becomes easier. You start to understand movies, songs, conversations, and even jokes. So today, let's work on listening like a native, not word by word, but meaning by meaning. Let's start with a simple truth. Native speakers don't pronounce every word clearly. They connect, reduce, and link words. For example, when you see, "What are you doing?" you might expect to hear every word, but in real life, it sounds more like, "What you doin'?" or "Wad ya doin'?" Try saying it with me, "What you doin'?" Now say it again, more naturally, "What you doin'?" Great, that's exactly how you'll hear it in movies or casual conversations. Here's another example. The sentence, "Do you want to go?" becomes, "Do you want to go?" Repeat after me slowly. "Do you want to go?" Now, faster. "Do you want to go?" That's how fluent English sounds connected, smooth, and effortless. Let's do one more. I don't know. In fast English, this becomes, "I don't know." Try it. "I don't know." Perfect. Now, I want you to really listen for these reductions when you watch English videos or talk to native speakers. They don't speak slowly or clearly like a textbook. They speak naturally. But don't worry, you can train your ear to catch it. Let's practice together. I'll say a few fast, natural sentences. Listen carefully, then I'll repeat slowly so you can hear the difference. Fast. Want to grab some coffee later? Slow. Do you want to grab some coffee later? Fast. I gotta finish this before noon. Slow. I have got to finish this before noon. Fast. Could you help me out? Slow. Could you help me out? You see, the difference isn't in meaning, it's in speed, connection, and rhythm. Now, here's a little secret. When you stop trying to understand every single word and start listening for ideas or chunks, you'll understand much more. For example, instead of hearing "I'm going to take a short break" as 5 words, hear it as one phrase, "I'm going to take a short break." One idea, one rhythm. Try repeating that phrase naturally. "I'm going to take a short break." Nice and smooth. Let's do a few more phrases together. "I'm going to call you later." "I'm kind of busy right now." "I'm trying to sleep." Meaning, I'm trying to sleep. You gotta see this. She's gonna love it. Notice how every sentence flows. The words blend together like a melody. That's the music of English. Now, let's do a short listening practice. I'll tell you a short story in natural English. Your job is to listen first. Don't worry if you don't catch everything, just try to understand the main idea. Here we go. Yesterday was such a busy day. I woke up late, grabbed a quick breakfast, and ran to the bus stop, but of course, I missed the bus. So I ended up walking halfway to work before I finally got a ride from a friend. By the time I arrived, I was already exhausted. Now let's slow that down and break it into smaller pieces. Yesterday was such a busy day. I woke up late. I grabbed a quick breakfast. I ran to the bus stop, but I missed the bus. I ended up walking halfway to work. My friend gave me a ride. By the time I arrived, I was exhausted. Did you hear the difference? The slow version is clear, but the fast version is more realistic. That's how people talk in everyday life. Let's do a short shadowing practice together. Repeat after me, line by line, naturally. Yesterday was such a busy day. I woke up late. I grabbed a quick breakfast. I ran to the bus stop, but I missed the bus. I ended up walking halfway to work. My friend gave me a ride. By the time I arrived, I was exhausted. Well done! That's how you train your ear and your mouth at the same time. Now let's learn about intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. It's one of the biggest keys to understanding emotion in English. For example, listen to this. I'm fine. Neutral. I'm fine? Question. I'm fine. Enthusiastic. I'm fine. Sad. Same words, but the tone changes everything. This is why listening isn't just about words. It's about feeling the voice. Let's practice another example. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. You can hear the emotion, right? When you listen to native speakers, try to pay attention not only to the words, but also to the tone. You'll understand the real meaning even between the lines. Now here's a listening challenge for you. After this lesson, I want you to listen to a short YouTube video or podcast in English. Don't try to understand every word. Just listen for the rhythm, emotion, and main ideas. Then, write in the comments what you understood. Even if it's just a few sentences, it's great practice, and I'll check your comments and reply. Before we move to the next part, let's review what you learned today. Native speakers connect and reduce words. Do you want to becomes do you wanna. Listen for ideas, not words. Focus on the message, not the grammar. Intonation matters. It shows emotion and meaning. Listening and speaking practice go together. Train both at once. Remember, fluency isn't about perfection. It's about connection. Connecting your ears, your mouth, and your heart with the language. In the next part, we'll focus on building advanced conversation skills. You'll learn how to express opinions, agree and disagree politely, and keep a natural English conversation going without awkward pauses. You're doing an amazing job. Keep listening, keep shadowing, and most of all, keep believing that you can sound fluent in English. You've already done a great job improving your listening skills and learning to catch natural, connected English. Now, let's take the next big step, learning how to build natural conversations. Speaking fluently isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about connection. It's about how you respond, how you keep the conversation flowing, and how you make the other person feel comfortable. So in this lesson, we're going to practice real-life conversations, the kind you would have with friends, coworkers, or even strangers. By the end of this part, you'll know how to start, continue, and end a conversation naturally in English. Let's begin with something simple: how to start a conversation. Imagine you meet someone new at work, school, or a cafe. What can you say? Here are a few natural openers. Hi, how's your day going? Hey, are you from around here? I like your jacket. Where did you get it? It's such a nice day today, isn't it? Notice that these aren't complicated sentences. They're friendly, casual, and open. They invite the other person to respond. That's what we want. Fluency is about flow, keeping the talk alive. Now let's practice. Repeat after me slowly, and imagine saying it to a real person. Hi, how's your day going? Hey, are you from around here? It's such a nice day today, isn't it? Perfect. Now imagine the other person answers you. How can you continue the conversation? Let's listen to a short example. A. Hey, how's your day going? B. Pretty good, just busy with work. How about you? A. Same here. I can't wait for the weekend. This sounds natural, right? It's short, but it flows. That's how real English conversations go: fast, friendly, and relaxed. Now let's move on to showing interest. When you talk to someone, you don't want the conversation to sound like an interview. You want it to sound alive. So how do you do that? You use small responses and natural reactions. These little sounds and words show that you're listening and interested. For example, really? That's cool. Oh, wow. No way. I know, right? These short responses make you sound natural and engaged. Let's practice saying them with real emotion. Really? That's cool. Oh, wow. No way. I know, right? Feel the rhythm? These small phrases are what make your English sound real and confident. Now, let's learn how to keep the conversation going. Imagine someone tells you something interesting. You can ask follow-up questions to show you care and to keep them talking. For example, B. I went hiking last weekend. A. Oh, really? Where did you go? B. Up to Pine Hill. It was beautiful. A. Nice. Do you go hiking often? See how natural that feels? You don't need complicated questions. Just be curious, friendly, and relaxed. That's how fluent English sounds. Now, let's practice a few useful conversation connectors. These are short phrases that help your sentences flow smoothly. To be honest, you know what I mean? Actually, the thing is, as far as I know, in my opinion, try repeating them with me. To be honest, you know what I mean? Actually, the thing is, as far as I know, in my opinion, good. You'll hear these all the time in native conversations. They make your speech sound smoother, more natural, and more confident. Now, let's practice how to agree and disagree politely. This is very important in advanced English conversations, especially when you want to express your thoughts without sounding rude. Here are some natural ways to agree. I totally agree. That's so true. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I feel the same way. And here are some polite ways to disagree. I see your point, but that's interesting, but I think I'm not sure I agree with that. Maybe, but I have a different opinion. Let's practice saying these with a friendly tone. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. I see your point, but I think that's interesting, but I feel differently. Well done. Remember, tone is everything. If you sound warm and polite, people will respect your opinion even when you disagree. Now, let's do a short role play. I'll read both parts so you can listen first, then you can shadow after me. A. I think working from home is better than going to the office. B. I see your point, but I prefer the office. I like seeing my coworkers. Now, let's do it together. Your turn. A. I think working from home is better than going to the office. B. I see your point, but I prefer the office. I like seeing my coworkers. Perfect. That's how you sound confident and respectful at the same time. Now, let's talk about ending a conversation naturally. Sometimes you want to leave without sounding rude. Here are a few ways to do that politely. It was nice talking to you. I should get going, but let's talk again soon. Anyway, I've got to run, but I'll see you later. Catch you later. Repeat these after me. It was nice talking to you. I should get going, but let's talk again soon. Anyway, I've got to run, but I'll see you later. Catch you later. Excellent. Those are very natural ways to end a chat. Now let's summarize what you learned in this part. Start a conversation naturally. Simple and friendly questions work best. Show interest. Use short reactions like, "Oh, really?" or "That's cool." Keep it going. Ask follow-up questions. Agree or disagree politely. Tone matters more than perfect grammar. End conversations kindly. It keeps the connection positive. Remember, fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about connecting with people. The more you practice these small conversations, the more natural your English will sound. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Write a short example of a conversation using the phrases you learned today. Try to include a greeting, a short topic, and a polite ending. I'll read your examples and reply to help you improve. You've done great so far. In the next part, we'll focus on real-world speaking exercises, how to use these skills in real situations like traveling, making phone calls, and meeting new people. You've practiced conversation building, expressing opinions, and polite communication. Now, let's take what you've learned and apply it to real life. Fluency doesn't happen only in the classroom. It happens when you use English in everyday situations, when you're traveling, ordering food, meeting people, or making phone calls. That's where confidence truly grows. So in this part, we'll practice real-world English speaking exercises that help you sound fluent, calm, and natural, even in situations that can feel stressful. Let's start with something we all do, ordering food or drinks. Imagine you're at a cafe. The waiter smiles and asks, "Hi there, what can I get for you today?" How do you respond naturally? Here are a few examples. "I'd like a cup of coffee, please. Can I get an iced latte with oat milk? I'll have a sandwich and a bottle of water. That's all for now, thanks." Now, let's put this into a short, natural conversation. Waiter, "Hi there, what can I get for you today?" You, "Hi, I'd like a cup of coffee and a blueberry muffin, please." Waiter, "Sure. Would you like that for here or to go?" You, "For here, please." Waiter, "Great. That'll be $6. You, "Here you go." Thank you. Waiter, "Thanks. Your order will be ready in a minute." See how polite and simple that sounds? No need for complicated grammar, just clear, natural sentences. Now, let's practice repeating it together. Say it with me slowly. "I'd like a cup of coffee and a blueberry muffin, please. For here, please. Thank you." Perfect. Remember, tone is everything. Sound friendly and confident. Now, let's move to another real-world situation, asking for directions. Imagine you're in a new city and you're a bit lost. How do you ask for help politely? You can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" "Hi, can you help me find the nearest pharmacy?" "Do you know where the museum is?" And when someone gives you directions, you can show you're listening by saying, "Okay, I see, got it. Thank you so much. That really helps. Let's hear a short example." You, "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" Local, "Sure. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. It's right next to the park." You, "Okay, got it. Thank you so much." Local, "No problem. Have a great day." You too. Let's repeat that main question together. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the train station?" Excellent. That's how you sound polite, clear, and natural in real life. Now let's talk about making a phone call, something many English learners find scary at first. When you can't see the other person's face, it feels harder to understand. But don't worry, we'll practice that too. Here's a simple structure for making a polite phone call. First, introduce yourself. "Hi, this is Anna speaking." Or, "Hello, my name is Tom. I'm calling about the job interview." Then, state your reason for calling. "I'd like to ask about your opening hours. I'm calling to confirm my reservation. I just wanted to check if my order has been shipped." Finally, close politely. "Thank you for your help. Have a great day. Goodbye." Let's listen to a short example. You, "Hello, this is Emily. I'm calling to confirm my appointment for tomorrow." Receptionist, "Sure. Let me check. Yes, your appointment is at 10 a.m. You, "Perfect. Thank you so much." Receptionist, "You're welcome. See you tomorrow." You, "See you then. Goodbye." Let's shadow that line together. "Hello, this is Emily. I'm calling to confirm my appointment for tomorrow." Excellent. Now, here's another situation you'll often face shopping in English. When you're in a store, you can say, "Excuse me, how much is this? Do you have this in a medium size? can I try this on? Is this on sale? Let's make a short dialogue. Shop assistant. Hi, can I help you with something? You, yes, please. Do you have this jacket in a smaller size? Shop assistant. Let me check. Yes, we have one in small. You, great. Can I try it on? Shop assistant. Of course. The fitting room is over there. You, thanks so much. Now repeat after me. Do you have this in a smaller size? Can I try it on? Thanks so much. Beautiful. You sound natural and confident. Next, let's talk about meeting new people, one of the most exciting parts of using English. When you meet someone for the first time, how do you introduce yourself and keep the conversation light? Here's how. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Hi there. I'm from Vietnam. Where are you from? It's great to meet you. What do you do? Have you been here long? Let's hear a short example. You. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. New friend. Nice to meet you too, Sarah. I'm Jake. You. Where are you from, Jake? Jake. I'm from Canada. And you? You, I'm from Thailand. Is this your first time here? Jake. Yeah, it is. I love it so far. You. That's awesome. What do you do for work? Jake. I'm a graphic designer. You. That's cool. I'm studying English right now. Now let's shadow the introduction line. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Perfect. Simple, friendly, and polite, just how you want to sound. Now, I want you to practice. Think about one real situation where you might use English soon, maybe traveling, ordering food, or meeting a new person. Write down a short conversation in the comments. I'll read and help you improve it. Before we finish this part, let's review what you've learned today. How to order food or drinks naturally. How to ask for directions politely. How to make phone calls with confidence. How to shop and ask for what you need. How to meet new people and introduce yourself. You're building real fluency, not just learning words, but living the language. Every time you practice one of these conversations out loud, you're training your brain and mouth to work together in English. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into expressing emotions and opinions. Naturally, how to show excitement, sadness, surprise, or curiosity in English, just like a native speaker. In the last part, we practiced real-world conversations, ordering food, asking for directions, making phone calls, and meeting new people. You learned how to use simple but powerful English in everyday life. Now, let's move to something even more meaningful, expressing your feelings and emotions in English. Why is this important? Because fluency is not only about words or grammar, it's about expressing who you are, your heart, your thoughts, your emotions. When you can do that in English, you sound real and alive. So today, we'll practice speaking exercises that help you express emotions like happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, and excitement the way native speakers do. Let's begin with happiness. When something good happens, how do you express joy naturally? Of course, you can say, I'm happy, but there are many more ways to sound natural. You can say, I'm so excited. I feel amazing today. That's wonderful news. I couldn't be happier. I'm over the moon. Let's try it together. Say, I'm over the moon. Good. It means I'm extremely happy. Here's a short dialogue to practice. A. Guess what? I got the job. B. Really? That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. A. Thank you. I'm over the moon right now. B. You totally deserve it. Now repeat that last line. I'm over the moon right now. Perfect. Feel the energy in your voice. It makes your English sound alive. Now let's talk about sadness. Sometimes we feel sad, disappointed, or tired, and that's okay. Let's learn how to express those feelings gently and naturally. Instead of just saying, I'm sad, try these. I feel down today. I'm a bit upset. I'm heartbroken. I feel disappointed. I'm not feeling my best. Let's imagine this conversation. A. Hey, you look a little quiet today. Are you okay? B. Yeah, I just feel a bit down. A. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it? B. Thanks. I just had a bad day at work. A. I understand. Sometimes talking helps. Now, shadow this line with me. I just feel a bit down. Good. That sounds calm and natural. Remember, expressing sadness doesn't mean you have to sound dramatic. In English, tone and emotion are often soft, just enough to show feeling, but not too much. Now let's move to anger or frustration, feelings we all experience. It's important to know how to express anger politely, especially in professional or social situations. Instead of shouting or sounding rude, try these natural phrases. I'm really upset about this. I'm not happy with how things turned out. This is really frustrating. I'm disappointed by what happened. I wish this had gone differently. Let's see a short example. A. They canceled the meeting again. B. Really? That's so frustrating. A. Yeah, I prepared everything for today. B. I'd be upset too. Hopefully they reschedule soon. Now, say this line with me. That's so frustrating. Perfect. Notice how calm but clear that sounds. It shows emotion without losing control. That's real fluency. Next, let's talk about surprise. When something unexpected happens, English speakers often use expressions like, wow, really? You're kidding. No way. I can't believe it. That's unbelievable. For example, A. Did you know Sarah is moving to Japan? B. What? No way. When did she decide that? A. Just last week. She got a new job there. B. That's unbelievable. Good for her. Now, shadow the reaction. No way. Excellent. Keep your tone full of energy. That's how English speakers express surprise naturally. Finally, let's practice excitement and curiosity emotions that make your speech sound alive and engaging. You can say, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to try it. Really? Tell me more. That's so interesting. Wow, how did that happen? Let's put this into a real conversation. A. I'm going on a road trip next weekend. B. Wow, that sounds amazing. Where are you going? A. To the mountains. I love nature. B. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear all about it. Now, shadow this line with me. That sounds amazing. Perfect. Notice how your voice rises slightly at the end. It shows emotion and interest. English isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. Now, let's do a short speaking challenge together. Imagine your friend just told you some good news. How would you respond in English? Would you say, I'm happy for you? Or maybe, that's awesome. Congratulations. Think about your answer and write it in the comments. I'll read it and give you feedback. Here's another challenge. How would you tell someone that you feel tired but don't want to sound too negative? You could say, I'm a bit tired today, but I'll be okay. Now repeat that with me. I'm a bit tired today, but I'll be okay. Excellent. That's natural, polite, and warm. So, what did we learn in this part? How to express happiness with natural emotion. How to express sadness or disappointment softly and clearly. How to express anger or frustration politely. How to show surprise and curiosity naturally. How to use tone and energy to sound expressive and fluent. Remember, when you learn to express emotions in English, you become more human in your speech, more connected, more natural, and more confident. Fluency is not just about vocabulary. It's about feeling, about speaking from your heart. So keep practicing. Listen to your voice. Feel your emotions. Don't be afraid to show them when you speak English. In the next part, we'll practice storytelling and descriptions, how to share stories, talk about your day, or describe experiences in fluent, natural English. That's one of the most powerful ways to become truly fluent. In the last part, we learned how to express emotions, happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, and curiosity in natural and fluent English. You practiced how to sound real, alive, and confident when you speak. Now it's time to take a big step forward. In this part, we'll focus on something that every fluent English speaker does naturally: storytelling and descriptions. Why is storytelling important? Because it connects people. It helps you express experiences, ideas, and memories in a way that makes others listen. When you can tell a story in English, even a short one, you show confidence, fluency, and personality. So today, we'll practice how to tell small stories, describe daily experiences, and use simple but effective English to make your listener feel like they're right there with you. Let's start with something easy, telling a story about your day. A common mistake learners make is saying, "My day was good," and then stopping there. That's correct English, but it's too short. To sound fluent, you need to add details just a little more. For example, today was a good day. I woke up early and went for a walk. The air was fresh, and I felt calm. Then I had breakfast with my family before going to work. It was a simple morning, but it made me happy. Can you hear how natural that sounds? The grammar is simple, but the details make it interesting. Now, shadow this line with me. The air was fresh, and I felt calm, very nice, short, clear, and easy to imagine. Let's make another example telling a story about something that happened last week. Last weekend, I met my friend at a small cafe near the river. We hadn't seen each other in months. We talked for hours about work, travel, and life. I missed that kind of conversation, simple, honest, and full of laughter. Now repeat the sentence. We talked for hours about work, travel, and life. Perfect. Here's a tip. When you tell stories, try to include 3 elements: time, place, and feeling. Time, when did it happen? Place, where were you? Feeling, how did you feel? When you use these 3, your story sounds complete. Let's practice describing places. If someone asks, "What does your city look like?" don't just say, "It's beautiful." You can add small details, like this. My city is beautiful. It's full of tall buildings, busy streets, and bright lights at night. But what I love most is the small park near my house. It's quiet and peaceful. Now shadow this with me. It's quiet and peaceful. Good job. When describing, focus on what you see, hear, and feel. For example, I love walking in the park. I can hear the birds, feel the cool air, and see families playing together. That's how native speakers describe, not with big vocabulary, but with simple sensory language. Now, let's try a storytelling exercise. Imagine this. You went to the beach last weekend. You can describe it like this. Last weekend, I went to the beach with my friends. The sun was warm and the water was clear. We swam, played volleyball, and ate ice cream by the sea. In the evening, we watched the sunset together. It was a beautiful day. Now you try. Say it slowly and clearly. Last weekend, I went to the beach with my friends. Excellent. If you notice, all the sentences are simple, but they paint a clear picture. That's the secret of fluent English, using simple language to tell vivid stories. Let's practice one more describing an experience. Imagine you tried something new, like cooking or learning a new hobby. You can say, "Yesterday I tried cooking a new recipe. At first I was nervous because I didn't know if it would taste good, but it turned out great. My family loved it. I felt so proud." Now repeat after me. I felt so proud. Perfect. You can see how the emotion connects to the story. You don't need complicated grammar, just speak from your experience, clearly and naturally. Here's another useful structure. When I first tried it, I felt, at that moment, I realized, I'll never forget that day because these sentence beginnings help you sound fluent and organized when telling stories. Let's use them in an example. When I first tried public speaking, I was very nervous. My hands were shaking and my voice was soft, but after a few minutes, I started to relax. At that moment, I realized that confidence comes from practice. Now shadow this line. Confidence comes from practice. Excellent. Now, here's something for you to try. Think about a small story from your life, maybe your last trip, a celebration, or a funny moment with friends. Try telling that story in English using short, clear sentences. Start with, When I, last time I, one day, I, then add details. Where were you? What happened? How did you feel? If you'd like, you can write your short story in the comments. I love reading your stories, and I'll help correct or improve them if needed. Remember, every story, even a small one, is a chance to practice your fluency. Now, let's learn how to use connectors, small words that make your stories flow smoothly. Words like and, but, because, then, after that, so, finally. These are like bridges that connect your ideas. For example, I woke up late, but I still made it to work on time. I didn't like the food at first, but then I started to enjoy it. We missed the bus, so we decided to walk instead. Now shadow this line. We missed the bus, so we decided to walk instead. Perfect. That's exactly how you build natural fluency, one sentence at a time. So, what have you learned in this part? You learned how to tell stories about your day and experiences. Describe people, places, and emotions using simple details. Use time, place, and feeling to make your story complete. Add connectors to make your speaking smooth and fluent. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll learn how to respond in conversations, how to agree or disagree politely, and how to keep a conversation going naturally. That's a key part of sounding fluent and confident in real English conversations. In the last part, we practice storytelling, how to describe moments, feelings, and experiences using clear and natural English. You learned how to use small details to make your stories sound alive and interesting. That skill is powerful. But now, let's go one step further, learning how to respond in real conversations. Have you ever felt stuck when someone talks to you in English? You understand them, but you don't know what to say next. You might say only yes, no, or okay, and then the conversation ends. Today, we'll fix that. You'll learn how to respond naturally, show interest, agree or disagree politely, and keep the conversation flowing. Let's begin with one simple truth. Fluency is not about speaking fast. It's about responding naturally. Even short, simple replies can sound fluent if they fit the situation. So let's start with how to show interest when someone is talking to you. If someone says, "I went to Paris last summer," you can reply with, "Really? That sounds amazing." Or, "Oh, I've always wanted to go there." Do you see how this shows emotion? It's not just words, it's connection. Now shadow this line with me. "Really? That sounds amazing. Good job." When you show interest, you keep the energy alive in the conversation. Here are a few more natural replies. "That's nice. No way, that's so cool. I can't believe it. Wow, how was it?" These are short, natural reactions that help you sound fluent because native speakers use them all the time. Now let's move on to agreeing politely. If someone says, "I think learning English is hard," you can reply with, "Yes, I agree. It takes time and practice." Or, "You're right, but it's worth it." Or if you agree strongly, you can say, "Absolutely, exactly. I feel the same way. Now shadow this line. Absolutely. I feel the same way. Perfect. When you disagree, it's important to sound polite, especially in English-speaking cultures, where tone matters a lot. If someone says, online learning doesn't work, but you think it does, you can reply like this. I see your point, but I think it depends on the person. Or, that's interesting, but for me, online learning really helps. Notice how you're not saying, you're wrong. You're expressing your view gently. That's how fluent speakers keep conversations respectful and friendly. Now repeat this line with me. I see your point, but I think it depends on the person. Excellent. Here's another skill: asking questions to continue a conversation. After someone shares something, you can ask follow-up questions. For example, Person A. I just started learning guitar. You. Oh, that's great. How long have you been learning? Or, that's awesome. What kind of music do you like to play? Follow-up questions show you care and keep the conversation flowing naturally. Here are some useful question starters. What about you? How did you feel about that? Why did you choose that? Who did you go with? Where did you learn that? Now shadow this one. That's awesome. What kind of music do you like to play? Very nice. When you respond with emotion, you make your English sound alive, not robotic. Now let's practice giving opinions clearly. Many learners say, I think, but then stop. Let's make your answers sound fuller and more natural. Here are a few examples. I think learning English every day is better than once a week. In my opinion, traveling is the best way to practice English. I believe listening to podcasts helps with pronunciation. Try this one with me. I believe listening to podcasts helps with pronunciation. Excellent. You can also add softeners to make your opinion sound polite. I guess I feel like, to be honest, as far as I know, example, to be honest, I prefer learning alone. Or, I feel like speaking practice is more helpful than grammar drills. These small phrases make your English sound more natural, more native-like. Now, let's combine these skills: responding, agreeing, asking, and giving opinions in a mini conversation. Listen carefully. A. I've been watching English movies to improve my listening. B. Oh, really? That's a great idea. What kind of movies do you watch? A. Mostly romantic comedies. They're easy to understand. B. I agree. The conversations are simple and real. Do you use subtitles? A. Sometimes, but I try not to. B. That's smart. I think watching without subtitles really helps your brain learn faster. Did you hear how natural that sounds? It's not about long sentences. It's about rhythm, emotion, and interest. Now shadow this part with me. Oh, really? That's a great idea. What kind of movies do you watch? Perfect. Now here's a little challenge for you. Imagine a conversation with a friend about learning English. They say, I'm tired of studying grammar. How would you respond? Maybe, I get it. Grammar can be boring sometimes. Or, yeah, but it's still important. Maybe try learning through examples instead of rules. Think of your own answer and say it out loud or write it in the comments. I'd love to read how you would respond. Now, one more important point. Don't rush your replies. Many learners think fluency means speaking very fast, but true fluency is about comfort. It's okay to pause, to think, to breathe. Even native speakers take small pauses. When you're calm, your sentences become clearer and your confidence grows. Now, let's practice one more natural exchange. A. Do you like living in your city? B. Yes, I do. It's busy but exciting. What about you? A. I live in a small town. It's quiet and peaceful. B. That sounds lovely. I'd love to visit someday. This conversation uses simple words, but it feels real and fluent. Remember, it's not about sounding perfect. It's about sounding human. So, to review what we learned today, you practiced how to respond naturally with emotion, agree and disagree politely, ask follow-up questions, share your opinion in a soft, fluent way, keep conversations going smoothly and confidently. These are the skills that help you move from textbook English to real-world English. Now, let's move into something very exciting. Learning from real-life English conversations. This part will help you sound natural, confident, and fluent, just like native speakers. Are you ready? Let's begin. When you listen to real English conversations, you start to notice the rhythm, the pauses, and the emotion people use when they speak. You begin to understand not just the words, but also how they feel. And that is the secret to fluency. Let's imagine this situation. You are meeting a friend at a cafe after work. Listen to this short conversation. A. Hey, how's your day been? B. Pretty good. Just a bit tired. What about you? A. Same here. Work was crazy today. B. I know the feeling. You want some coffee? A. Definitely. I need one. Now, let's look closely at this dialogue. The sentences are short and natural. There are no difficult grammar structures. But the flow, the tone, and the rhythm make it sound alive. Let's repeat some of the sentences together slowly. How's your day been? Pretty good, just a bit tired. Same here. Work was crazy today. Do you hear how natural it sounds? Try shadowing it with me. Listen and repeat exactly as you hear it. Match the tone, speed, and emotion. Let's do it one more time, this time with energy. Ready? How's your day been? Pretty good, just a bit tired. Same here. Work was crazy today. How did that feel? You see, it's not about speaking fast, it's about speaking naturally. Real conversations use simple language, but they flow smoothly. Now let's try another short scene. Imagine you are at a store buying something. A. Excuse me, how much is this jacket? B. It's on sale $50. A. Oh, that's not bad. Do you have it in a smaller size? B. Let me check for you. This is a common daily situation. But the magic is in how you say the words. Try to repeat after me with confidence. Excuse me, how much is this jacket? It's on sale $50. Oh, that's not bad. Do you have it in a smaller size? Now, your turn. Say it again, imagining you're really at the store. Use your body, your facial expressions, and your voice to sound natural. Here's an important tip. When you practice with real-life conversations, don't focus only on the words. Pay attention to how people connect words together. For example, native speakers don't say, "Do you want to?" slowly and clearly. They say, "D'ya wanna?" or "Do ya wanna?" Let's practice that. Do you want to go out? Becomes do ya want to go out? Do you want some coffee? Becomes do ya want some coffee? Now you try. Say, do ya want to go out? Excellent. Learning these small connections will make your English sound more fluent and natural. Let's talk about rhythm for a moment. English has a natural rhythm, like music. Some words are stressed, and some are not. For example, in the sentence, I want to go to the park, the rhythm is like this. I want to go to the park. Try to feel the beat. I want to go to the park. Now say it again, following the rhythm. Very good. This is what makes English beautiful. It's not just about speaking. It's about feeling the sound. Now let's talk about something very useful, listening between the words. Sometimes when you listen to native speakers, you might think they speak too fast. But the truth is, they connect words and reduce sounds. For example, what are you doing? Becomes what you doing. Did you eat yet? Becomes did ya eat yet? I don't know. Becomes dunno. These are common in daily speech. Don't worry if you don't use them yet. Just try to recognize them when you listen. Understanding these forms will help you catch the real meaning when people talk quickly. Let's do a quick listening practice. I'll say a few sentences and you try to guess what they mean. What you gonna do later? It means, what are you going to do later? Did you call your mom? It means, did you call your mom? Give me a second. It means, give me a second. Did you get them right? Great job if you did. If not, don't worry. This is something you'll learn naturally over time. Now, let's focus on emotional tone. When you speak English, your voice tells people how you feel. For example, if you say, I'm fine, with a flat tone, it sounds neutral. If you say, I'm fine, with energy, it sounds happy. If you say, I'm fine, softly and slowly, it sounds sad. Try saying it in all three ways. Ready? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Can you feel the difference? This is how native speakers use emotion in their voice. So, when you practice your English, don't just practice the words. Practice the emotion behind the words. Speak as if you really mean it. Now, before we end this part, here's your short speaking challenge. I'll give you a topic, your morning routine. Describe what you do in the morning using 5 or 6 sentences. Try to speak naturally, like this. I wake up at 7, I brush my teeth, take a shower, and make some coffee. Then I check my phone and get ready for work. I leave home at 8. Now it's your turn. Say it aloud, record yourself, and listen back. Do you sound natural, confident? If not, practice again tomorrow and the next day. Improvement happens one small step at a time. I'd love to hear from you. What part of speaking English do you find the hardest? Is it pronunciation, speed, or confidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In the next part, we'll take this practice even further. We'll use real stories and emotional dialogues to help you connect English learning with real life, and you'll start to think, feel, and speak in English like never before. Welcome to the final part of this full English fluency training. You've come so far, and I'm so proud of you. By now, you've learned how to listen actively, speak naturally, and think in English with emotion and confidence. But today, we'll take it one step further. We'll talk about living in English, not just studying it. When people ask me, how can I speak English fluently? I always say this: don't make English something you study once a day. Make it part of your life. Fluency comes when English becomes your world, something you see, hear, and feel every day. Let's explore how to make that happen. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning. Before checking your phone, you say to yourself in English, "Good morning. Today will be a great day." You go to the kitchen and think, "I'm making coffee. I love the smell of coffee in the morning." You look out the window and say, "The sky is clear. It's going to be a beautiful day." You see what happened there? You've already practiced English without opening a book, without doing exercises. You lived it. The secret to speaking English fluently is to bring it into your daily life. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing. Ask questions in your head. Imagine you're explaining things to a friend. For example, when you're cooking, you could think, "I'm chopping onions. I need a little more salt. The soup smells delicious." When you're walking outside, you might think, "The air feels fresh today. There are so many people on the street. I should take a picture of that sunset." These small habits train your brain to think in English naturally. You don't have to translate anymore. English becomes your instinct. Now let's practice something powerful: visualization. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself speaking English confidently with someone you admire. Maybe it's your teacher, your boss, or a new friend from another country. You're smiling, speaking clearly, and understanding every word. You feel relaxed and proud. Can you see it? That's you, the fluent English speaker you are becoming. Every time you imagine success, your brain moves closer to it. Let's talk about listening for a moment. Every day, try to listen to English, not just study it. Listen to songs, short podcasts, or simple YouTube videos. But don't just hear the words, feel them. When someone says, "I can do it," repeat it with the same energy. When someone says, "I'm tired today," repeat it softly, matching the feeling. This helps you connect meaning with emotion, which is exactly how native speakers learn as children. Here's something I want you to remember forever. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being comfortable. If you make mistakes, good. That means you're learning. Every fluent English speaker you know made thousands of mistakes before they became confident. Do you remember when you learned to ride a bike? You probably fell a few times, but each fall made you stronger, more balanced, more skilled. English is exactly the same. Mistakes are your teachers. Now, let's do a short shadowing exercise to close our training. I'll say a few sentences, and I want you to repeat them after me clearly, confidently, and with feeling. I am improving every day. I can understand more than before. I am not afraid to make mistakes. My English is getting better. I will speak English fluently. Say those again, but this time believe every word. Feel the power in your voice. This is your affirmation. You are no longer just a student of English. You are a speaker of English. You can express yourself, share your story, and connect with people from around the world. That's something truly special. Let's talk about something else. Motivation. There will be days when you feel tired or lose confidence. That's okay. It happens to everyone. But remember why you started. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to connect with people across the world. Keep that reason close to your heart. Every time you feel tired, remind yourself, I'm doing this for my future. And then keep going, one sentence, one conversation, one small victory at a time. Here's your final challenge. From today, try to live 1 hour each day completely in English. During that hour, think in English, speak in English, and listen to English. No translation, no fear, just English. It can be while cooking, walking, or sitting quietly. This simple habit will change everything. Before we end, I want to say this thank you for learning with me here on Ms. Fhuang English. You've dedicated time, energy, and heart to improve your English, and that's something to be proud of. If this training helped you, tell me in the comments what is one thing you learned from this series that changed how you practice English. I love reading your thoughts and stories. And remember, this is not the end, it's the beginning of your fluent English journey. You can always come back, listen again, and practice with me. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep shining. Because you're not just learning English, you're becoming a confident global communicator. Thank you for being part of this lesson, my friend. This is Miss Fhuang from Miss Fhuang English, and I'll see you in the next video where your English becomes your power.